up, what up?
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Vegas Life Podcast. My name is Chris Cash.
I'm A1 Allan Turner, the Rhythm Realtor.
There he is.
Kevin Sherba, 20-year mortgage professional.
There he is. How's everybody?
Twin.
How's everybody doing? How's everybody's week?
Yeah.
Doing all right, man.
Yeah.
Doing all right.
Yeah.
We made it.
Well, welcome to the greatest Vegas Life podcast show in the world. Today we are talking about unlocking the secrets of buying a home in Las Vegas.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Us being home professionals.
Yes.
Professionals.
Consultants.
At what we do, consultants.
Advisors.
Consigliers.
There it is.
Right?
You got it.
To the people out there, this is what we do. We provide value. We like to give you the jewels and the information that you may not know, you may know, or you may need, confidence.
A refresher.
In the stuff that you know, all right? So
Exactly.
on the show, we're going to talk about first-time home buyer tips and tricks. We have a neighborhood profile. The profile of the neighborhood that we're going to do is Green Valley,
Yep.
right? Talking about family activities. Also, we have a luxury home profile. We're going to talk about some luxury homes in the Green Valley area. Also, health and wellness in Green Valley. And coffee with closers coming up as well.
You know it.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and kick it off with tips and tricks for first-time home buyers, right?
Right.
All right, man. Give us one. What do you got?
Get pre-approved first.
Yeah, that's
Right?
the one. That's
Right?
the best one.
Get pre-approved first. How important is it to get pre-approved, man? Like, how
Well,
important?
I mean, let me ask you guys as realtors. What's the worst when you have a client that wants you to show them properties, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you set them up on a drip campaign,
Yep.
and you have no idea if they're going to be able to qualify.
Yeah.
Some realtors will take them out maybe once
Mhm.
and then say, okay, now it's time to get pre-approved.
Right.
But the last thing you guys want is an unqualified buyer, right?
Yeah.
Looking at properties they can't afford,
Yeah.
looking at properties that they can't even buy,
Yeah.
right? Or,
Yeah.
I mean, worst case scenario, if you don't have them pre-approved, I've had this, I've ran into this before. Buyers have their realtor put in an offer, and then they're like, okay, where's the pre-approval letter? And then it's not there.
Right.
Waste everybody's time, right?
So yeah, so not getting pre-approved first. Can we safe to say that it's a waste of time? Is that pretty
Well,
much?
it's
Not
it's
setting
even-
the right expectations.
Oh.
You
Right.
want to set the
There
right
we go.
expectations. You don't want your client to get their hopes up and then
Okay.
get their
Yeah, 'cause
dreams
it's not-
killed because
I don't
they
wanna-
can't afford it.
I didn't want it to sound like it was a waste of our time, and how dare you waste our time. Some buyers may not even know that's important, and that's why it's important for us to
Yep.
let that be known.
Set the
It's probably the
expectation.
most important thing up
Yeah.
front is to see where you are financially,
Yeah.
because buying a home is a big purchase,
Yeah.
usually people's biggest purchase,
Absolutely.
and you don't want to waste your own time,
Mm-hmm.
thinking, hey, I really love this house, and then find out, I'm not gonna be able to buy it.
Okay. So as a realtor, how does that conversation go when you meet a new client or a new lead? You kind of don't know if they're pre-approved or not, but he or she's asking questions about houses. You guys are possibly thinking about looking at houses.
Yeah.
How does that conversation go?
Well, typically, when I get with my clients, we do an intake. We
Okay.
do a dream home intake.
Okay.
So in this intake, we're going to be going over some questions, such as, what are you looking for? What
Right.
kind of home are you looking for? What are some must-haves? What are some deal breakers? Or some things that you can be flexible on? Neighborhoods, just certain things, where your location and proximity to work or community or activities.
Right.
So we're just doing an intake to see how we're going to build a search,
Okay.
or based on their preferences. So you definitely want to get that out in front.
Yeah.
So you're not off target when you're out here looking for homes or setting them up on search.
Right.
I really have a cool tool that I use. I use the MLS app. Also through my brokerage, we also have a website that my clients, they visit my website and they can just put in their own search.
Right.
I like
Okay.
that better because they have a better idea on what they want, so I don't have to spend time putting together
Yeah.
a search
Right.
for stuff that they don't want.
Yeah. And I feel as clients or as buyers, I feel like buyers they like being able to do as much as they can for themselves, right?
I guess it
Yeah.
depends on the buyer, right?
It does, right?
So I always say the younger buyers, if I'm not mistaken, want to kind of take the driver's seat.
Totally.
We know that, like in mortgage, we have the opportunity or the ability to go old school, take the application for them, collect their docs, and then do everything for them on our end. That's full service, right?
Yeah.
Right.
What the older generations used to. Newer generation, they like using their phone.
Yeah.
Right? They want to get in there. They're like, no, I don't really need you to do all that. Let me do it.
They like to do their apps and stuff like that.
The control, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So the younger generation likes to get in there, get their feet wet, kind of learn how to do it themselves.
Yeah.
Empowers them, right?
Yeah.
So it depends on the client, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I've got the most success doing it that way. I have
Right.
a link that I could give my clients to download the MLS app, and also a link to my website. I like empowering my clients
Right.
and giving them the most up-to-date information and access as possible.
And it gives them direct access to MLS, right?
Exactly.
And so that's pretty important. As you know, people are on Zillow.
Yeah.
People are on Redfin. These are all sources that do not have up-to-date, right? They're showing
they
you
could be
listings.
like 3 months.
Right. It's been pending, or it's already
update,
sold, or
Yeah.
the price isn't right, or whatever the case. It's cool to like kind of look at things on there, maybe just to check it out, like
Right.
pictures and stuff like that. But when it comes down to real information, you want to get with a real estate agent and set up an MLS search.
How soon do you link them up with a lender to get pre-approved?
That's a good question. That's usually my first step, actually. Definitely want to get that out in the open,
Right.
because that is the most important step of this process, is knowing what they're pre-approved for, what documents, or how ready they are,
Right.
or how far off are we, and what's needed to get you ready to get in the game. So definitely getting pre-qualified, getting with the lender is one of the first conversations that I have.
Hey, yo, the real estate market in Vegas is booming. What up, it's Chriscashjalem. And if you a friend to your friends and you in real estate, you would like to advise them to invest in some real estate in Las Vegas, because we are booming.
Hello? Yo,
Hey,
I'm
yo.
in the booth. I'm gonna call you right back.
Know what you mean?
Nah, I just gotta put this one part down. I'm gonna call you back.
Ush, where you at?
I'm at the studio, man.
Hey, yo, the real estate market is booming right now.
Man, quit playing with me, man.
Polo's coming out here looking
No,
at
for
houses.
real, don't play like that.
The Sheepwolf is picking them up in the rows and looking at houses today.
Are you serious?
Yo, the prices is going
How
up.
you know?
Because they always do, Ush.
Put that on everything.
I put that on my mamas. Plus your Super Bowl halftime show went viral.
Damn.
Yo, let's
I'm
capitalize.
gonna call you back.
Yo, I'm about to pull up.
I'm gonna call you back.
I'm on the way, Ush.
Yeah, you know that I'm on the way. I am on the way.
We're right back to it.
All right.
Yeah, Vegas Life podcast. We are back to it. We were talking about
Getting when do you introduce your lender?
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
So you say you do that up front, right?
If they don't have one, then yes, I already have professional or preferred lenders that I would refer them to.
Nice.
So some people want to like kind of find the house or an idea of the house that they want before they do the lender. What are your thoughts about that?
I mean, like I said, I already given them access to the app, so feel free to get a better idea of what's available too.
And
doesn't
what
hurt.
their dream is, right? Get them excited about what's out there.
Exactly.
What they want, what they don't want. But I think people. Let's be real. Everybody likes the house part. They like your job.
Yeah.
They like, hey, take me to the house. I want to smell it. I want to see it. I want to picture my stuff in there. Like, that's the dream part, right?
Mm-hmm.
The stuff I do is the stuff they don't want to do.
That's when they start having anxiety. Start going.
They're like, you're gonna pull my credit. Oh man, we're talking about pay stubs and credit scores, and, bills. Oh man, that sucks. And we know that. I know people don't like the mortgage part. But the best thing that we can do is do everything up front, like 1 day of pain is what I call it.
Yeah.
As long as they're cool to just let me walk them through the first day of pain, get all their stuff together, so that we're not going back and forth asking for extra stuff. As long as we get all that out of the way, then they don't got to worry about it the rest of the transaction.
True that. Yeah, it's also good to have a blueprint or an outline of what you might be facing. And actually, I have developed my own buyer's guide.
Right.
So this minimizes confusion, conversation too, because I put it right there. Like, this is the steps. This is what's going to happen. This is what is needed.
Right.
So we cut down on a lot of conversation. You have it right there. If you have questions about it, it's right there.
Right.
So there's no confusion. I get it out front. And that's actually my first step with my buyers, is actually giving them the buyer's guide.
Okay.
And offering to go over that with them.
So that would go into the next tip, is working with a knowledgeable agent.
Yes.
So that will cut time, cut out headaches, confusion, and stuff like that, right?
Totally.
Another tip is save more than just the down payment, right? Because you have other costs associated
for sure
with purchasing a home that you got to save a little more for that.
I want to drill into that a little bit. So what people do is they go in and they'll calculate it themselves. They'll say, okay, hey, you gave me a listing or all these listings of houses for $450,000.
Right.
And I know I'm a first-time home buyer, and I know that I'm going to have to do like 3% down, right?
Yeah. So they calculate.
They'll calculate that 3%. Yeah. They'll have that exact amount in their account. Well, hey, man, you got prepaid taxes, insurance, prepaid interest on the loan, title fees, lender fees that all go into that.
Yeah.
That on a $400,000 home, I mean, that could be $5,000 to $7,000 depending on how it's structured.
Yep.
Depending on what your credit score is, it may cost more if we need to buy down the rate. And these costs are something that you can be negotiated to have the seller pay.
Yes.
But these days, it's a little more difficult because now you're having to negotiate not only the buyer's closing costs, but also the buyer's agent's commission. So you got to think about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any other tips for first-time home buyers?
Yeah, that's actually one of them. Just having the mindset or the awareness of those extra fees and what's involved with that transaction. So yeah, that's all included in my buyer's guide. So yes, you definitely want to, if you don't have that, realtors, if you don't have those kinds of presentations, get with your brokerage or just go on ChatGPT and have it, have something developed.
Yeah.
So,
or hit us up. We'll help you guys.
Or hit us up and we can develop that for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of, while we're talking, did we get any comments from the last show? Comments, questions?
Great show. Amazing show.
Yeah.
Greatest show ever with so much content and so much information. So the one thing about, this topic that we chose to dive and be engulfed in is it's a topic that it's not that palatable, right? A lot of people don't like to talk about.
It's a difficult conversation. It's not easy to talk about
unless they're already into it, right?
Yeah,
they've owned homes. They know what's awesome about owning assets, about getting into real estate.
Right.
Then they're all about it, right? Or people that work in the industry.
Yeah, I think we have access, everyone has access to the information, but how you interpret it and how do you make it work in your favor? That's what we're here for. This is what our function is that everybody has access to information, Zillow, whatever, interest rates, all that stuff. Yeah. But the people that are actually involved with it can get you plugged in and get you mobilized. That's what you want to be connected with.
Yeah. And then another tip is also think long term. Buying a home, buying property is a long-term commitment. You got to think, you have to be able to see past just the monthly, sometimes
month on month.
Mortgage, some people think about like the month on month and thinking about that, and not thinking about the long term, about appreciating their property,
equity.
Equity in the
it's
property,
an investment.
and stuff like that.
That's what it is. It's an investment, and you're really investing in yourself or your family.
Yeah. And then once you get all the information too, another tip is you got to make quick decisions. A lot of people take a long time to pull the trigger or to do this or to lag to get the paperwork in or to upload different documents. You could be missing opportunities while all this is going on.
Or interest rates are going up.
Yeah.
Inventory might be fluctuating. You never know. No one has a crystal ball, but I tell all my clients, I'm like, yes, look at the news, look at the information that's out there, but focus on how it applies to you.
Right.
Because there's a lot of scary information out there, false information, but really, how does it apply to you? And is it helping you move in the direction towards your goals? That's what you want to focus on.
That's a super good point you're bringing up, because we've talked about this before in previous shows, is how does it apply to you and who are you getting the information from?
Exactly.
Right. If you're talking to your neighbor that's never bought a home, right, and they're giving you information about, I wouldn't do that, or rates are too high right now, and you're like, wait a second, you've never owned a home, right?
So you don't know.
So you want to have somebody, like you said before too, you want to have somebody that's in day out. It's a career for us, right?
Yeah.
It's not a hobby. Some people you know, they have a day job.
Yeah, and then
and
they
then,
hear about
and then they're a
this.
real estate agent
Yeah.
on the side.
Yeah.
Right.
Or they have a day job and maybe they do a couple loans a year or something like that. They're
Mm-hmm.
a loan originator on the side. There's a difference there when it's their second job and they're
Right.
doing one transaction a year.
10 toes down, baby.
You got to
Right.
be all the way in it.
Yeah.
And then with that being said, let's go on to our neighborhood profile. Okay, so one thing a real estate agent should be able to know or have a grasp on is the neighborhood that they're selling in. You know, so
Yep.
this neighborhood profile this week we are doing Green Valley.
Got it.
Green Valley. I actually lived in Green Valley for a very long time before I moved to the Southwest. I really love the area.
Yeah.
So, and you still live here?
Yes, I do.
And you
Nice.
live here
Yep.
in the Green Valley area, right?
Well, the office lives here. The
Yeah.
studio lives here.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about the Green Valley community. Okay.
So Green Valley, when I first moved here 20 years ago, I lived right down the street from Green Valley Ranch.
Okay.
They were just building it. I lived off of Carnegie and Horizon Ridge.
Oh.
None of the stuff that
Right.
was there now
Yeah.
was
Right.
there back then.
Wow.
It was all brand new.
Yeah.
So yeah, Green Valley, Village Walk, that whole area has just blown up.
Yeah.
You have multifunctional spaces over there. You actually can live above the shops there too.
Right.
Um,
Are those
There's
for rent
those.
or you could purchase those?
I think they're
believe those
purchasable condos.
yeah, I believe you can purchase those.
They're not
Um,
cheap. For what they're pretty nice though. I mean, if you're, single and just want like your own
Single
spot.
and ready to mingle.
Right.
So you got Paseo Verde in Green Valley. You also have Lee's Discount
Liquor?
Forum.
Oh,
Yeah, Lee's Discount Liquor
That's what I
Forum.
thought he was saying.
I know
too.
that place. Very well.
Well, it used to be the Dollar Loan
Yeah.
Center, and now it's Lee's.
Yeah, that was weird. That was
Yeah.
like the Dollar Loan Center for what,
Yeah.
like 6 months?
Yeah.
and for some time.
Is that the multi-gen?
That's right next to it. Yep.
Yeah. So when I first moved to Vegas, I didn't know anybody, and I came from California. So like how I got along with a lot of people, I went to the parks to play basketball.
Right.
There's no parks in Vegas to just go and play basketball. The only basketball spot was the multi-gen.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be dropped off there,
Yeah.
play basketball all day,
Yep.
and
They got like rock climbing
Yeah,
in there. They
yeah.
got a whole swimming pool with slides and stuff.
Yeah.
That's also something to look out for when you are looking to move here. Is we are a community there. It's far-fetched, like people don't believe it, but
Right.
we are very community centered and based. So
Mm-hmm.
they're available, they're out there. You just have to either
You
know
gotta-
someone
You got to get into
or
it
you
though,
gotta
too.
you gotta be looking or seeking it. So that's one spot. What else do we got? We got see, we also have McDonald Ranch. That's one of the more prominent communities
Right.
here in Green Valley and Henderson. That's right off of Horizon Ridge as well.
So
I mean, we got a
one
bunch
thing I do, not to cut you off, but one thing I do notice about Green Valley Ranch, it is very green here. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of trees and parks and that type of scenery in Green Valley Ranch. Being that I live in the Southwest now, it's mountain's edge.
Right.
It's more
Mountain.
mountain scenery, right?
I think
down
it
a
depends
little
on.
bit.
It also depends on when it was built. Like Green
Yeah.
Valley was like late 90s, right?
It's one of the more older communities.
Yeah.
I
Right.
think it's even older than that.
Because
I think it's late
Like
80s,
30,
early
yeah.
90s.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
think the difference with that, like you're saying, is in that time frame,
the trees can grow.
they allowed trees, they allowed
Yeah.
grass. And when I came here, I'm from Sacramento,
Okay.
Northern California, the
There you
land of the
go.
trees and grass, and it's
Yeah.
all green, right?
There you go.
So when I came out here and I saw Green Valley, I was like, okay, this looks like as close to home as I can in the
wow.
desert,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
With the grass everywhere and the trees, and so if you're into that type of neighborhood, it's definitely where it's at.
And then I noticed too, as me and my wife were starting to find new properties to acquire, a lot of people in Green Valley don't leave. They don't sell. They,
Right.
Yeah. Or they leave and they come back.
They
like I
have,
did.
but they're not selling their house because they
Yeah, if anything, it's a rental.
yeah
Right.
they have it here and they love it and they're just gonna go ahead and keep it, and I'm not mad at them. So we
Yeah,
trying to
it
get
is one of
too.
the more stronger communities. Families definitely been raised here. You have Green Valley High School. Many of families have gone through that institution. So yeah, that's.
I'd say it's probably also one of the most centralized locations right here in Henderson, right?
In Henderson, yeah.
Because I mean, basically, you're right there on the 215 Beltway.
Yeah.
You go up, towards Old Henderson, one direction.
Yeah, Water Street,
and then you go to the Strip the other direction, or keep going and go all the way to
a few minutes away from the airport.
Right.
You have
just that 215 connects you to everything, And then you had mentioned the Green Valley Ranch and the district. When you moved here 20 years ago, the district wasn't here, right?
Nope.
So yeah, the district.
Was that part of the casino, or was that separate?
That was separate.
It was separate. Yeah, the Green Valley Ranch, and then they started building the district.
And looks like it's one piece now.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, it goes right. They lead right into each other. So you also got a Lifetime Fitness over there too.
Lifetime
Fitness. Let's get to your favorite part.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about family activities and family things to do, right? So Lifetime. I noticed with Lifetime Fitness, they strategically place their gyms in very
poppin'. It's active.
I was gonna say affluent. Is that a good word? In affluent areas, right?
Well, I mean, it ain't cheap, right? What are you paying?
I'm paying a car note just for my whole family, pretty much. But anyways, they have a lot of family activities within the gym. So today, for example, they have Trunk or Treat, where it's actually open for the public. They closed off the parking lot where the kids can do their, what was it called, trick or treating. They have like the games and the rides and the bouncy houses,
carnival,
like a pumpkin patch type deal. So they have that, and they have a lot of different community events as well. Do they have a lot of farmers markets here? I'm not sure.
I believe they had one on like Eastern and like Richmart in that parking lot. Last time I checked, around this area, I mean Water Street, they definitely have one.
It's usually like a
maybe
downtown thing.
Inspirata too. Yeah. I know they have some farmers markets. I got to do more research on that.
Yeah. Well, one thing that
I love a good farmers market.
Threw a curveball at us.
Yeah, I'm sorry. One thing that my wife likes, and I know a lot of people enjoy too, is the shopping as well. They have a Joann's here. They have a Target.
Arts and crafts.
There you go. Hobby Lobbies. Those stores. Like my wife is just
all over it.
Just totally in love with those things. So when we were touring the area, she was like, they literally have all my favorite stores here in that Eastern Richmart area. They got a BJ's there. They got a taco spot there. They got that crepe place. Where it's like food, but it's in crepe style. Crepe style. They got the railing and tailing. I mean, they got the Peaks and Cheeks. I mean, they got Twin Peaks there. The only Twin Peaks in Las Vegas. They have a lot of great.
They picked the right neighborhood
locations there. Target, and they have a Nike outlet there. They have a Nike outlet right over there.
Get your gear.
No, when I first moved here and looked at Eastern, like this area in Henderson is popping.
Yeah.
Like all of the shopping, like you said, like all of the commercial spaces are full.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where you'll miss it if you don't go in the parking lot and look all around. Like you'll miss how many stores and things are out here.
Yeah, and they have the little boutique stores too, and they have all kinds. I used to live in that little South Fork area, and then within that area they had like a park area where they had basketball, and it was like ducked off in the side. You wouldn't know it unless you lived in that community.
Right.
It had basketball, it had baseball, it had skateboarding.
Right there off of St. Rose?
Yeah. Right there off St. Rose. Yep.
That's an area. We're getting a little bit away from Green Valley now, but
that's Green Valley, right? Isn't
it? It's like leads into Green Valley. It's like the tail. I
guess we could call it Eastern Henderson.
It's called I think the community is called South Fork. It's called South Fork.
Okay.
That little South Fork area where it's like before the Green Valley.
But yeah, that area is blown up.
Yeah.
You're a little too detailed there.
A little too detailed? Attention to detail.
It's important.
You need to know that. All right. And we're talking about health and wellness. I know I threw a curveball with the farmers market, but health and wellness spots in Green Valley.
Yeah.
Where are they?
There's a few. I mean, we have Greens and Proteins right off the 215 in Eastern.
Right next to the Starbucks.
Yep. Protein House 2, right there off of Richmar in Eastern.
Yeah.
Man, it's not in Green Valley, but me and my girlfriend just stumbled upon this place, Master Kim's at Town Square.
That's fire.
Oh my God.
Never
They've got a
Never
meat,
been to Master
a
Kim's?
carnivore
What
menu, and they have a vegan
Korean barbecue?
menu.
You never been to Korean barbecue?
Not to that one.
Yeah.
Master Kim's.
Gotta check it out.
Pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I had a vegan beef bulgogi.
Oh, they had a vegan bulgogi, huh?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Spicy beef was actually my favorite, but yeah, they got it all. They got it all there, so I'm actually gonna hit it up this weekend. We went on Sunday, and I'm going again. We're going again.
Okay. Okay, I ain't mad at that.
But yeah, I mean, also in Town Square too, shouted them out last time. We have Down to Earth Cuisine.
Okay.
Plant-based restaurant there. Yeah, we you got some options.
Okay.
You got Rachel's too. You got Rachel's Kitchen.
What's Rachel's Kitchen? What's
Rachel's Kitchen is right there off of Village Walk.
What's Village Walk?
It's right there off the Green Valley. We just went over this.
You're gonna have to take him on a tour.
No, is that what?
Yeah, well, I'll take him on. Actually,
is that district?
Yeah, we actually.
Is that what that is?
And also, I do have a drive guide that does disclose that information.
Oh, yeah, you do.
So for all you that are relocating to Vegas or might be relocating to a certain neighborhood,
here we go.
We have that information in
that's
there as well.
That's the cool part. That's why we're bringing this up to highlight Green Valley, because you're gonna take them on a tour. Right?
Exactly.
Maybe they live on the other side of town. They're considering Henderson. And
because every side of town definitely has their own flavor, has their own thing going on. So,
and it's not all about the house, right?
Right. It's not. It's about the community, right?
I call it the infrastructure.
The infrastructure, really? Yeah.
Yeah. I had realtor partners that had people moving from out of state, right?
Yeah.
And they're like looking at houses, which is cool. But you could have a brand new, housing development smack dab in a neighborhood that might not be the speed you're looking for, right?
Right.
It might not have what you're looking for.
Right.
And so it's also about looking at the infrastructure. Where are you going to shop? Where are your kids going to go to school? Where are you going to work out? Where are you going to entertain?
Well, according to this drive tour that the Rhythm Realtor put together, Paseo Verde Ranch. This is a beautiful drive down Paseo Verde featuring various price points, trails, and multi-gen recreational center and hockey stadium are close by.
Yep.
Please note you'll see a park on your right-hand side. Feel free to drive to the neighborhoods around the park.
Yeah.
There's a lot of parks.
Yeah, there is.
Drive tour right here. That's all we got.
He said, feel free, man.
So
and then call me when you want to look at a house.
Yeah.
and also a part of that too on the drive guide, there is a link for open houses in the area. So if you are touring that area and you want to go see what's available, all that information's in there. So if you want that information, you want the drive guide, I'll send it directly to you. Just hit me up.
Speaking of, we are going to do a open house in Green Valley. Details are coming soon to be determined.
Yes.
Right? So be on the lookout for the open house in Green Valley. We're going to showcase a very beautiful property. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. We're going to have Rhythm and Flow.
Yeah.
Kevin Sherba will be in the building as well doing what we do. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with coffee with closers, and also we have the market updates, right? Is it good? Is it bad? What's going on?
They're going to have to wait and see, man. Tune in. Stay tuned.
All right, we'll be back after this.
Hey, what's up, future real estate rock stars? I'm Chris Cash, and if you're looking to take your real estate career to the next level, I got something incredible for you. Las Vegas is booming, and so is the opportunity for realtors who want to make a real impact. But in today's market, it's not just about selling homes. It's about building a brand, creating meaningful connections, and leveraging the power of social media to generate leads. He who controls the media controls the mind. That is why I am building a dynamic real estate team, a team where we don't just work hard, we work smart, where every lead is an opportunity and every opportunity leads a step closer to greatness. So if you're ready to join a team that values innovation, collaboration, and success, let's have a conversation. Because I feel together we could turn them dreams into keys. I can't wait to see what we're gonna achieve.
Yo.
We are back. We are back. We are back. Welcome to the Vegas Life Podcast. My name is Chris Cash, your go-to Las Vegas realtor.
Allan Turner, the Rhythm Realtor.
Yes.
Right
Kevin
rhythm,
Sherba,
right
your
time,
go-to
baby.
lender.
20-year mortgage professional.
No, I'm gonna take that out.
What?
It's easier just to say your go-to
Okay.
lender. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
The go-to.
So this section is called Coffee with Closers.
Yes.
Coffee
Yes.
is for closers.
Exactly.
Hang around closers, you're going to be a closer too, right?
Based on the 1992 movie Glenn Ross.
Yeah,
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are going to be giving you some insider tips, some skills, some ways to empower yourself and conquer your fears in this vicious sales industry.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
it's fun though. It's fun, especially when you get to the victories.
Yeah.
Get to the wins.
Victory!
This is what we're here to help you do.
Yes.
Coffee with closers,
So-
or people that have already, who faced their fears and
Yeah.
and conquered and won.
Yeah, so in this segment, we either bring people in to talk about their experiences, or we talk about topics that we choose that think will help you close more deals and close more sales.
Well, let's get going on it.
Yeah. So this
this
week
week-
is what?
We're going to be doing enabling higher levels of self-esteem.
Self-esteem, and then let me add confidence to that.
Yes.
Let me add confidence to that, because I think confidence is a huge driver of closing. I feel like someone that is enthusiastic and confident can close more sales than somebody that is
Mopey.
but
Right.
technically more knowledgeable. Let's say somebody's technically more knowledgeable and knows more about said service or
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
The person that's enthusiastic and confident will close more
Yeah.
than that person.
Yeah. It's having a healthy sense of confidence.
Yeah.
Because some people are overconfident and
Yeah.
they can be kind of
Annoying.
D-bags
Yeah.
or whatever. But
Yeah.
you want to have a healthy
yeah.
balance of that.
I mean, there's a
You
difference
touched-
between
You touched on it. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah,
You touched on it last week.
what?
You want to be confident.
Yeah. The
But
ego.
you don't want to have too big of an ego.
Yeah, the ego is the enemy. Yeah, confident and cocky is
Two different things.
Two different things. Confident is more so a lot of people think confidence is somebody that's just talking loud and just slamming the table and stuff like that. Very, very, very not really what it is. Confidence is just
Right.
somebody that just you could just feel
It's more like they're comfortable
how they're saying.
with what they're telling you,
Yeah.
and they're confident in what they know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about the stories, right? Like the experience and the knowledge that has been gained. And these are people that are in situations where they have to push themselves or have pushed themselves to do, what necessarily needs to be done. I mean, especially in sales. I mean, we're in real estate, right?
Yeah.
So this is a really hard industry to be a part of. 75% of realtors are out by their first year.
Right.
87% are out after 5 years. So definitely you need to start, if you're going to be involved in this industry, you got to develop these skills. They're very important for your longevity.
What are ways to develop skills?
So these are some of the things that I have been a part of. For me, in starting out at EXP, they assign you a mentor.
Okay.
So these are some of the things that you just in life, whatever you want to aspire to be or get to or achieve, it's good to have a mentor, someone that you look up to or aspire to be.
Right.
Yeah.
So my mentor was April Wright with the Wright Group. She's been in the industry for over 20 years, and she actually helped me do my first listing.
Oh,
That was like my
really?
first ever deal, like 3 months sworn in.
Right.
I got a listing. This is back in 2021. So that was my first one. So not a lot of people get that opportunity too.
Right.
Most people are thrust into buyer's agent roles for 2-3 years, and then listings you just pass those on, to whoever, to the team lead or whatnot. So she really helped me out. All I had to do was hold a clipboard and fill in
Take
the
notes.
information.
Nice.
So
Okay.
that definitely helped fast tracked my career.
Nice.
So-
So where is April?
She's still with EXP.
Can we get her on the show?
I could tell. I know
Yeah.
where he was angling that.
Yeah,
he
we
knows.
can actually. She also has. We can do a home and home because she has her own web podcast as well called the Elevate
Home and home.
Home and Home. Yeah.
Wait, what is that?
Did you see? He's like,
home and
no.
home. Yeah, we'll get her at our home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then,
a
a show for a show or an interview for an interview.
You know, I do sense that with podcasters, that's typical general courtesy, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Get on my podcast, we get on your podcast,
Right.
and we all just grow together. Cool.
Totally. So, actually, a good friend of mine, Emmy-winning producer and director, Joshua Gary Rock. What's up, bro?
What up?
We actually had a conversation about this. Your self-worth is your net worth, or your network is your net worth. It all depends on the individual and the environment and who you surround yourself with. So that's vitally important.
I like that. I like that.
Let's repeat that one more time. I really like that too.
All right. So your self-worth is your network. Or net worth.
Net worth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
It depends on the individual and their environment and who you surround yourself with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I really like that because I've heard your network is your net worth, but I haven't heard
Self-worth.
your self-worth.
And some people,
is that two different types of personalities?
right? Some people are self-starters, like
Right.
they're,
I know one like that. I know a realtor that was more about, doing it himself, not necessarily following in. You said you had a mentor, right?
Right.
Did your first loan with you?
Yes. Yeah.
So I know a realtor that, he wanted to do it himself.
Yeah, I know
He
him too.
didn't really want to.
And where are they now?
They're pretty successful, actually.
That's what's up.
They have their own podcast and everything.
So when you jumped into EXP, was that mentor kind of bestowed on you?
Yeah,
was that something that you sought out?
Yeah,
for?
they assign you a mentor for your first 3 transactions.
And you were just like, let me just soak in what you're telling me. I'll just do everything you tell me.
Yeah, actually, she reached out to me, and we struck up a conversation. I wasn't seeking it out, and I was like, we shared a little background, information.
And you're like, I'll go ahead and let you kind of drive right now. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
the rest is history.
Yeah. Do you believe in mentorship from afar? With that being said, I know certain high achievers that they get their mentorship from people that necessarily don't know them. Just by watching or studying the moves that this person does, they say, "Oh, that's my mentor."
Right.
You know what I mean? Like just by studying what that person does.
Totally.
Do you believe in that, or do you?
Yeah, I think if you want to be successful, and you want to achieve great things that you're not, very knowledgeable or confident in, definitely it's good to have those things that you aspire, like those people that inspire you, and aspire to be. So definitely,
I've noticed that in my career, there's different types of people. So there's types of people that they get into something like you did, right? And you're like, let me go after this mentor. She's been doing it 20 years. She must know what she's talking about.
Exactly.
I'm going to go ahead and learn from her and then kind of like make my own twist afterwards, right? And then you have people that they think they know what they're doing.
Right.
And they want to go in and do it. And they learn from mistakes instead, on their own.
Yeah.
So
Trial and error.
I guess there's no like wrong way. I've been in like the mortgage industry for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I was definitely one of those that was, let me do it my way. And then if it doesn't work, I'll learn myself,
But you got to do it. You got to take some sort of action.
But I feel like maybe that's a slower way sometimes. Sometimes it's better to learn from people that are already doing it.
I think it happens the way that it should.
Right.
It all happens the way that it should. But yes, you have to take action, period. Like, that's it. Like, you can talk about it all you want. You can plan it out all you want, but you got to execute. You got to put those words into action.
Yeah. Right. You got to like see your schedule and what are your daily activities? Like, what are you doing? Are you doing something towards your goal? Are you
being productive?
Being productive in a sense, right?
Yes. So these are some of the things to boost your self-esteem. Is like I said, becoming your ideal self, finding a mentor. It's important to have a mentor. They have a lot of experience and knowledge. They have a lot of tools to help you develop and sharpen your skills. Emotional support, sales and purchasing a home is very emotional. One of the highest emotional purchases that you'll make in your life, and one of the most biggest ticket purchases you'll make. So there's a lot of things that go into that. Accountability too. Help you based on what your goals and what you want to achieve. You can track those out with your mentor, and they can, you can work towards those things, see what's working,
and
see what's not working.
sometimes that's needed too, right?
Exactly.
It's easy to say, here's my goals. I'll work on it tomorrow. I'll work on it tomorrow. I'll work on it tomorrow. But if you have someone else that you're sharing those goals with, and they're saying, hey, man, you're never going to get there unless you just do it.
Yeah, right? Accountability is definitely a big thing too.
And confidence building, when you share what you are going through and you are successful, and it's nice to have someone there celebrating with you, you know, and that's what the mentor, can provide. And also, we also have ways to increase your self-trust. That's a huge one.
Okay, explain that.
So
one.
Self-esteem and self-trust.
What's the difference between self-esteem and self-trust?
So self-esteem, like I said, it's got to do with, programming mentality, ego, and things. Those go into those. So self-trust are things that you tell yourself or that you've experienced. And based on the story that you tell yourself will determine, what your response or what your reaction is going to be.
Okay, because I'm self-confident in this, and this is how it's going to go. And my self-trust is because I've done this.
Exactly.
And it was successful. Right?
Yes, I have that experience.
So it's kind of like interlinked.
Oh, totally. So a part of self-trust is like positive affirmation.
Right.
Positive self-affirmations, positive reinforcements. Some of these things you can do is what you tell yourself or what you put out to the existence and what you write down. So there's like 3 causes. Like I'm Buddhist, so there's causes, right? So you can either make a cause by speaking it into existence, writing it down and visually seeing it, or taking action and having that experience. So if you want these, to have these reinforcements, you need to be able to see them and speak on them.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is a exercise that you can do. Look in the mirror and be like, whatever I'm deficient in. Like me, I would like to be stronger in telling stories. So I would tell myself, I'm a great storyteller. I'm a great storyteller. I'm a great storyteller.
Then it becomes an inner belief.
It becomes and it becomes a habit. And you develop the skill, and so those are some of the things that you can do to right now, like today, that are actionable to develop your self-trust.
Yeah, and then when we had Daisy Rogers in here,
Right. She did something similar, right?
Yeah, and I like to ask what's everybody's morning rituals, right? And she said, I write out affirmations like, I'm going to get X amount of deals, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And I was like, that's interesting. So I started doing that.
Yeah.
And it helps.
Yeah.
It helps,
It's really a belief thing.
Yeah.
Like you're basically programming your brain. And once you start seeing it, you're going to notice it, right? Okay, so you say, hey, I want to be a good storyteller. And then you're out somewhere with some buddies or whatever, and you tell a great story, and they're like, oh, man, that's a good story.
Right.
Then
it reinforces.
And then the belief becomes stronger, and it just kind of like goes from there.
Yeah.
So they say self-trust is having the mindset that whatever comes your way, you trust that you're going to be able to deal with it.
Right.
So we deal with a rejection a lot.
Yeah.
We deal with things that make deals fall apart or whatever.
Right.
So are you going to be resilient? Are you going to tell yourself, well, all right, this happened, but I learned from it. I'm going to grow for it. This doesn't define me.
Right.
Some people do internalize that and they can't move forward. So you're developing your mindset is certainly important. These are some of the things that I've gotten in my 4 years of this experience and this journey.
What are some keys or takeaways that you can tell somebody to be more resilient?
Well, like I said, building those 2 factors, the self-esteem, surrounding yourself with people that are positive and that are looking out for your well-being and your success. And then what you tell yourself, what you put into yourself, what what you put into your experience and what you want to achieve. So these are all like input that you're putting into yourself and your growth. So those things,
programming
like
the inner
self-esteem
voice, right?
and self-trust, definitely you want to, take actions on building those whenever you can. So environment, I think, or having a mentor, having a guide, and also positive input in your environment. definitely helps.
Do these principles apply to mortgages as well as in
Definitely.
mortgage?
I mean, anything in real estate. I mean, just like he said, we have all these rejections that happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was training trainees, new loan officers into the business, that was my first thing, is saying that the biggest thing in this industry is being able to. You're going to have stress. You're going to have negative things happen during a transaction, during qualifying. Somebody's attitude towards you, especially when you're a loan officer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's like this negative connotation to loan people. And so, you're going to call a prospective client, hey, looks like I can save you money. I don't want to talk to you. You're trying to rip me off, so that's, it's, even if you're coming from a good place and really trying to do good business, they're going to assume that you're just trying to make money on them and you're not telling them the truth. And so these are things that over my 20 years I ran into. And it's really about the self-trust thing, like trusting in yourself that you're going to be able to overcome that rejection, show them your worth and what you can provide them, and learning that through trial and error. And not letting it kill your day, right? Maybe you have that sales call first thing in the morning, right? And you got a whole bunch more sales calls to make, and someone just rips you, right?
Right.
You got to let that roll off your back. This is what I always told my trainees. Let it roll off your back.
Right.
There's another person on the other line that needs your help.
Exactly.
Right? You're going to call somebody and they're going to, hey man, I was just thinking about calling somebody. I'm strapped right now. I have equity in my home. What can you do? I have all this credit card debt, great. Now you get to have fun, right? This is the fun part of the job. You get to help somebody save $1,000 a month, get a couple, get some breathing room in their finances, protect them against going behind on the mortgage or behind on a car payment or something like that. So,
and I really like how you frame that, because you frame that in a way to, it's like, don't focus on the negative, focus on the people that you can help. Like, so if you have a bunch of sales calls, if you let that first one wreck your day, you're not going to be able to help that person that really does need your help, right? So,
and you don't want to get your feelings hurt either, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So like if I have a client that's really angry, right, when they don't even know me, they don't know what kind of business I do, they don't know what our track record is at GFL, like all our 5 stars and doing great business. They just assume you're a mortgage guy. Like, I've been screwed by many a mortgage guys, right? Well, you never talk to us, you never work with us, right? So, but getting defensive isn't going to help your case.
No.
Right? So you just got to take a step back sometimes with people like that. Say, hey, I understand, maybe you weren't informed before when you did a loan. Maybe some things turned out bad. It's my goal to do the exact opposite, to give you an experience you haven't had before, to show you that this doesn't have to be a scary or negative thing to either get approved for a home or refinance your home. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. Let me show you how it can be different.
Yeah, that's where the positive reinforcement and affirmations come in.
Right.
Like, I can deal with rejection. I can deal with rejection. I can deal with rejection.
Right.
So once you're confronted with that rejection, you're like, well, I can deal with this.
Right.
And move on.
Yeah, it's not going to kill me.
There. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So that's where the positive reinforcements come in. So got a little homework for you guys. So actually, all that was brought to you by Selling Made Simple and Salesman Podcast.
All right, what's
by
a
Will
homework?
Barron and salesman.org. If you tune in to the podcast, tune into that, especially realtors or if you're in sales. It is definitely something free and good to tune into. So yeah, we got some activities. I won't call it home. Well,
no,
we
you
do
called it.
deal
You
with
already
homes.
You already called it homework, man.
So
no turning back. Come on.
All
But
right.
I can get over that.
So
let's go.
So 1, write down 5 to 10 activities you did during that week and how you felt doing them. So this is gonna help reinforcement and also enrichment, and accountability for yourself. And then 2, take 5 minutes out of every day to write a self-like list of everything that you like, enjoy, and know that are true about yourself.
So we're writing a list of 5 activities.
5 to 10 activities that we did during the week.
Okay, and
Exactly.
then a list
and how you felt about them.
Okay.
Or how you felt about doing them.
Okay.
Or even how you felt about them in period.
General.
Okay. And then 5 minutes a day.
Writing down a self-like list. So everything you like about yourself, 5 minutes a day. You like, enjoy, and know that are true about yourself.
All right.
Can you do it?
Yeah. Do it every day.
Got it.
Can't
He's
get
like-
enough of it.
So
He's like, can I go back on the list that I've been working on for months? Or?
All right, let's do a quick market update.
all right.
All right, tell them about real estate first, and I'll
okay.
get to the mortgage.
All right, so the Las Vegas market, drum roll please. So we are down.
Down.
Down- what does down mean?
Down what?
On
real
our
estate.
inventory.
Oh.
Down in inventory, all right?
All right, so we're down to slightly 5,470 homes on the market. We're about 30 days, 24 to 30 days on the market on average. Our price is down. No, it's actually up 479,304.
So price is up.
Average.
Prices
So
are up
it's
to that
going,
average,
So
right?
it's going up.
Okay.
Price reductions are down, and we have about 13 weeks of inventory.
So that would mean, that just to kind of cut away from that, that would mean the stabilization of prices right now.
yes. Well, it went up slightly. So there is some fluctuation, but they're still relatively stable.
Is that includes new and existing, right?
No, these are just resale.
Or just resale?
Okay. And then you're saying the days on the market is around 30 days, right?
Yes.
Or houses selling about 30 days.
If they're priced correctly, offered a contract and close.
These are average
Yeah.
numbers.
And there's less price reductions.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So that means they're getting grabbed up.
They're
Even
getting-
with the slight price increase, they're getting
They're
sold.
still being priced somewhat as they
So
should.
Still a decent market,
Still a seller's market,
market,
but
right.
we're moving up towards a more stable market,
even.
but still sellers.
Well, it's
got the advantage.
and the time of year matters, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as we move into the colder months, it's going to lean a little more buyer, probably get a little more houses on the market that stay on the market longer. Is that typically how it works?
Typically, yeah.
Okay. So am I good to move on to mortgage?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So we talked last week. Rates are up. Rates continue to go up this week. But they did stable, kind of stop increasing Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
So hopefully next week, and we'll report to you next week on Friday, but hopefully we see it kind of, flatten back out. Right now, average interest rates for a traditional 30-year fixed are the high sixes.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So we got down before the Fed made their adjustment. We were doing like 5.99 to 6 and 6.25, somewhere in that range. We're like more like 6.875 to 7%, depending on credit right now. So affordability is a concern, but the main thing is that, let's say, for instance, I want to give an example why it's important to get pre-approved even if you're not ready to buy. We had people that were, thinking about buying, thinking about applying, right? That last week when rates were going up, decided to send their documents in, right?
Right.
Now I'm ready, right? We could have had them already ready to go. And every day it was going up.
Yeah, yeah.
So had they sent it in a week before when I talked to them, or even a month ago, we would have been able to say, hey, rates are on the way up. We see rates going up further over the next week. Let's find a house. If you're really wanting to buy, your affordability is shrinking as rates go up.
Right.
Let's get moving.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Unfortunately, some people they miss the boat again.
Yeah,
And it goes like this on a month-to-month basis, depending on the market, right? Depending on
Right.
what's happening with inflation. The jobs report was really what killed us.
Yeah.
And additional expectations of what the Fed's going to do, whether they're going to reduce rates again.
Right.
But the main thing is if you have your app in and you have your docs in, and I have you registered and your loan's all worked up, like as if you're buying tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's just a phone call. Hey, we're going to have this report today. It may affect rates negatively. Go out with Chriscash, go out with Rhythm Realtor, look at some houses this weekend, get into escrow so I can lock your rate. We don't have to worry about this crap no more.
Yes, and locking your rate. How advantageous is that?
In a volatile market, it's super, super important.
Yes.
Like I said, just this last couple of weeks with it going from low sixes to high sixes, that could be the difference between $50,000 to $75,000 worth of purchasing power.
Yeah.
And as you said, prices aren't going down; they just went up on average $4,000 over the last week.
Yeah.
Was it week on week?
Yeah.
Or month on
yeah,
month?
every week. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this last week, all the
Actually went
house.
up 13.
So $13,000 on average in Vegas went up just in a week, right? Based off your numbers there, and
Right.
If your qualification, you just lost 40 grand and then the prices went up 13. I mean, you're now buying a 2.5 bedroom.
Yeah. So we could equate uploading your documents to like loading your gun, right? So
Right.
you want to be all loaded and ready to go. So all you gotta do is pull the trigger. When you pull the trigger, you can't pull the trigger and then you gotta reload and upload all your documents and get everything.
Yeah.
You gotta have it ready to go in your clip, right?
Yeah. I don't know if that's the best one, but
I don't know. I would just try to.
Well, it's open carry in Nevada, so a lot of people can relate.
They can. They
Absolutely.
can. All right.
All right. Final thoughts.
So yeah. Anyways, point is, give me a call 702-832-5704. Whether you're thinking about buying tomorrow or in a year, let's get it going. Let's get you in line so that we can make sure everything's cool. And if anything needs to be done with credit, income, assets, you can work on that. And if we see a drop in interest rates, it might, like I said, might only be, I think the last drop that we saw happened fast, and it happened for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
So you might just have this golden opportunity that happens, and you want to be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
So I'm done. You can go.
Oh no. Well, so on this episode, we're unlocking the secrets and buying a home in Las Vegas.
Yep.
We're all professionals here. So the main thing is having a conversation. The main thing is being able to ask your questions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just to be able to have that conversation and ask your questions and be knowledgeable about all the information out there.
And having access to the update and current information is key. And also someone that can help you interpret that to what your goals are. So that's why we're here. And that's why we are having these conversations and discussions. We are here for you.
Yeah.
So reach out.
It's
We'll
Vegas
reach
Life.
back.
Vegas Life Podcast.
Vegas
Talk
Life
to us.
Podcast.
We will talk back.
That's right.
And happy birthday to you.
Thanks, man.
Hey,
There you go.
Happy,
there he is.
Happy birthday,
young man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what's up. We should have had a toast.
No, it's all right. All right, here.
Afterwards.
Oh Lord.
All right.
See, I don't know.
Drop the mic.
Dropping the mic.
Drop, baby.
Mic drop. We out. Peace.
Late.